What is going on, good people? This is your boy Juggernaut097, and I am bringing you guys a Juggernaut Retro Review. And this is going to be episode number 22 of Juggernaut Retro Reviews, which I'm recording this on Tuesday, but it's probably be going up on Wednesday, sometime Wednesday, maybe during the evening. So yeah, this is going to be episode number 22 of Juggernaut Retro Reviews. And, since WrestleMania Backlash is coming up, which I do not like the title of that pay-per-view, but, there's been worse title names for, pay-per-views, like Great Balls of Fire or, different terrible pay-per-view names. So, I mean, it's not the worst, but still, it's pretty bad. But since Backlash is coming up, I thought it'd be right to review some Backlashes. And the first one that I'm going to be reviewing is Backlash 1999, which it was originally titled Backlash in Your House, as earlier promoted back in 1999, but they called it Backlash 1999. Which, this was coming off the heels of WrestleMania 15. Which, there were some good things that happened at Mania 15 here. And this show was held on April 25th, 1999 at the Providence Civic Center in Providence, Rhode Island. This was a pretty good show. I mean, I just got recently done watching the 2000 show, which I think the 2000 show is better than this one, in my opinion. These Attitude Era shows, some of these shows, aren't the greatest, but, especially some of the earlier Manias that weren't the greatest, but I feel like these Backlashes have been pretty good to great, the ones I've seen so far, which this one and 1999 and 2000, which I'm going to watch 01 later on here, eventually. But no, this wasn't a bad show. The buy rate for the show was 400,000, and the attendance was 10,939. That's what it says for Wikipedia here. Which, back during the Attitude Era, these shows were everybody was over on these cards, over on these shows here. Because when I was watching the Jericho podcast, during the Attitude Era, he said that you could be either first match over or main event over, which everybody got behind storylines back in the Attitude Era. People bought into what was actually going on. But before we get started with this retro review, go follow me on all my social media platforms. Go follow me on Twitter at TheTrueJSB. Go follow me on Instagram, TheTrueJSB. And if this is your first time ever checking out one of my videos, please smash that subscribe button to stay up to date with all my videos that'll be coming up. And click that notification button or click that bell to be notified every time I make a new video. So, let's go ahead and get started with this review now. So, the first match that kicked off the night was a 6-man tag team match. We had the Ministry of Darkness, Bradshaw, Faarooq and Mideon, which, Bradshaw and Faarooq, the APA, the Alkalites. And, Mideon being a part of the these were the Ministry of Darkness right here, the Undertaker's group. These big bad heels and stuff. Going up against the Brood, Christian, Edge, and Gangrel. Which, people say that the Brood, they are a really good tag team. WWE, puts them on a countdown, to be really one of the best tag teams. I mean, they're kind of an underrated tag team, especially, they didn't do a whole lot of stuff because Edge and Christian eventually, they kind of did their own thing, their own stuff, and later on in the late 2000s and stuff, they did their own same stuff. But nonetheless, the Brew was a good thing. It was cool, with their whole entrance that they did, drinking the blood, doing that kind of stuff. That was pretty cool. This match was decent. The Ministry of Darkness did end up getting the victory here. It wasn't a bad match here. And, we would definitely have some more Ministry of Darkness matches on here. That'll be heavily during the show. And of course, that's, the Undertaker's big faction that was going on during this time. He was abducting people, doing the sacrifices that he was doing during this time. So, very dark Undertaker. And, his team was his faction was very dark. And that was this, during the Attitude Era. It's very dark, very real times. So, but it was an alright opener. And then next match we had was a hardcore match for the hardcore title. We had Al Snow with Head, which Al Snow, he was so over, and like the crowd got behind him, like, "What do you want, Head?" Or like, "What do you need, Head?" Or like, it's hilarious, like the stuff that they did with Al Snow. So yeah, Al Snow and Hardcore Holly, good match, a typical hardcore match that you would see back in the Attitude Era, for a hardcore title. I love seeing Hardcore, Holly as the champion and stuff, because he was a really good hardcore champion. Like all those crazy matches, and especially the matches that he had with Al Snow, getting thrown into like the Mississippi River and all that. It was pretty cool stuff here. I mean, not bad hardcore matches here. I mean, fairly short. I mean, they fought all around backstage. They even brought Ken Shamrock to it. It's a typical hardcore match. But Al Snow did end up getting the victory with using the Head, which don't, guys, get your mind all together. He used the Head in hand, and that's how he got the victory. He hit Hardcore Holly with Head, and then bam, Al Snow got the victory. It was a good match here, and there'll be more hardcore title matches in the future. But no, this was pretty fun stuff that was going on here, though. I enjoyed it. And then the next match we had was the Intercontinental Championship match. We had Godfather defending the title against Goldust with Blue Meanie in his corner. This match was quite forgettable. I mean, yeah, this was a really forgettable match here. I mean, the only notable part was, with Godfather, doing this whole Ho Train stuff. I mean, the Ho Train was like so over at this time, everybody was behind the Godfather. I mean, Godfather did retain. Don't remember much of this match, to be honest with you. I mean, it was a decent match though, but nothing to go out your way and watch. And then the next match we had was a tag team match to determine the number one contenders for the tag team championships. We had the New Age Outlaws, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, going up against Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart. And Debra was in the corner of Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart. And anything about the Attitude Era, about the Attitude Era with with Jerry the King Lawler, with all of his lines he said on commentary saying, about with women and stuff, but hopefully we see them puppies, or the stuff he says that Jerry Lawler would say, Attitude Era classic stuff, Jerry Lawler's classic things, which this stuff wouldn't work today right now. Like there's no way it will work in this day and age. But yeah, so we had Debra in the corner of Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart, which I'm pretty sure this was like Owen Hart's last pay-per-view that he would be on, because the next month, he passed away, which RIP to Owen Hart. I mean, he does get some criticism, for stuff he's done, but he was a good wrestler. He was a really good wrestler, because, Owen Hart would die at the next pay-per-view, Over the Edge in 1999, which, like I said, RIP Owen Hart. But this was a pretty good match. I mean, we had Debra, looks like she was going to interfere during this match. This wasn't a bad tag team match. I mean, during this time, the tag team division was great. I mean, like you had D-Generation X, you had Edge and Christian, you had the Hardy Boys during this time, you had Dudley Boys. So they had some great stuff going on with the tag team division back during the Attitude Era. And this wasn't a bad match here. I don't remember much with like Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart tagging much together. I might have to go watch some older pay-per-views and stuff. But I don't recall them ever tagging up together. And, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, they did their normal stuff, which the New Age Outlaws did win this match when Billy Gunn hit the Famouser onto, I think it was Jeff Jarrett maybe. Yeah, it was Jeff Jarrett. So, yeah, I mean, this was a decent match. I mean, not bad. Everybody worked together really well in the match. So, yeah. And then the next match we had was Mankind versus Big Show, which, a lot of these matches on the show, they're kind of like, a backwash from like WrestleMania, like rehashing like all of these rivalries, giving you rematches from WrestleMania, which just was a match from WrestleMania here. We have Mankind versus Big Show, and this was a Boiler Room Brawl here. Pretty fun stuff. I mean, not like a 5-star classic here, like nothing like technical wise, but no, there's some pretty fun hardcore stuff that was going on. Mankind was really bloody during this. Mankind did end up getting the victory here. We saw Big Show, he get piled under a whole bunch of pipes, which was pretty cool. It was a pretty decent match. There's been, many Boiler Room Brawls. I mean, like I said, they're not great matches, but they're pretty fairly short, but it was all right. But then after the match, we had Test and I think A-Train. They attacked Mankind and they attacked the Big Show also. So I don't really know the whole story behind that, why they attacked them. But I'm going to have to definitely go check that out. Like, check out stuff that, after this show and like why they were attacked by him. But it was an alright match, nothing crazy. A lot of blood, and it was pretty decent for what it was. And then the next match we had was Triple H with Chyna versus X-Pac. This match got about like 20 minutes in it. This was when Triple H and Chyna, they just recently, at WrestleMania 15, they churned on D-Generation X, the different D-Generation X, without Shawn Michaels in it, so they turned on X-Pac and all that. This wasn't a bad match here. It was pretty good. We see some interference with Kane in this match because he was, helping X-Pac, which, this wasn't like just any random, interference because Triple H and Kane did have a match at Mania, so it made sense for Kane to come out here, and we had X-Pac and Kane tagging up together, so it made sense with this interference right here. And even Chyna got involved. She got chokeslammed during this when Kane came out, and Triple H got chokeslammed. But, this was just a decent match. I never really saw X-Pac as a big main event star. Out of everybody in the whole clique, he was never one of those big main eventers. But this was good. Both guys worked really well together. Triple H did end up getting the victory by hitting the pedigree. Not a bad match. I like Triple H in tights a lot better than I like him in trunks. I don't know. Seeing him in trunks, he just looks a lot better in trunks. Not trunks, tights. But no, it was a good match, though. It was fine. And like I said, X-Pac is always like a mid-card guy to me, in my opinion. But all right match. And then the next match we had was The Undertaker with Paul Bearer versus Ken Shamrock. I think someone of Ken Shamrock's, something Shamrock got abducted by the Ministry of Darkness, so that's why they're having this match here. I'm not exactly sure. If someone wants to go down in the comments, tell me exactly everything about this, but yeah, so Undertaker did end up getting a victory by help of Bradshaw coming down to help Undertaker. This match was alright. The two styles didn't really mesh well together. And I think this was one of the last pay-per-views for Ken Shamrock here. before he would, go over to the MMA UFC. But like this match was like very mat based, very technical, which that's the way that Ken Shamrock works. Which it didn't really mix well for Undertaker because like he got his leg worked on a lot during this match. But Taker did end up getting the victory by hitting the Tombstone Piledriver to get the 1-2-3. But like I said, this was a very slow match. It didn't seem like the fans were very much into this. I mean, I like Ken Shamrock. I love The Undertaker. But these two styles, these guys did not mesh well together. And it's kind of a shame, I feel like Ken Shamrock, he could have been a big star, but there were like 6 guys that, were on top at this time. You had Triple H at this time. You had The Rock. You had Stone Cold. You had Undertaker. You had Kane. You had, all of these bigger stars on top at this time. Which, I mean, maybe Ken Shamrock could have been a big star if they would have, gave him the opportunity. Because, stuff that, we've seen him doing Impact and stuff has been really good. But, yeah, this match wasn't very good. And I think the match went on a little too long. It got about 20 minutes here. I mean, it was decent, but it was just a little too slow for my liking. And then we had the main event, which was the best match tonight, in my opinion. We had a no holds bar match for the WWE Championship, and we had Shane McMahon as a special guest referee. So we had Stone Cold Steve Austin defending the title against The Rock. This was a very, very good match here. I loved all their matches that they did. Their matches at Mania, have been great. Mania 15, Mania 17 especially, they're a great match here. And, all their stuff that they've done has been amazing here. But no, this was a really good match, very brawl. They brawled out into the crowd and stuff. They took down the set, which was pretty cool. Both sides of the set, which was really dope. You saw a rock bottom through a table, which was pretty cool. And, you had that classic moment where The Rock, he grabs the camera and, he's pointing out into the crowd, and then Stone Cold gets up, gives him the middle finger, and then Stone Cold Stunner through the table. That was really dope. Very brawl-esque, as, after Stone Cold had that big, neck injury. He was very into like doing more brawls and stuff. He wasn't doing all that technical wrestling like he used to do before his neck injury. But this was a really good match. I mean, The Rock and Stone Cold, they have some great chemistry in the ring together. And Stone Cold, like, he was just so over, and The Rock was over too. But Stone Cold, he was on another level. But, The Rock, these guys just had great chemistry once they got into the ring. But, we had Shane McMahon in the match, trying to screw Stone Cold Steve Austin, trying to do the fast count for The Rock in this match. And, the whole stipulation was if Stone Cold would, hit, if he would hit Shane McMahon, he would disqualify him, which was a no holds bar match, which I don't know why he would get disqualified, but, it's WWE logic, But, yeah, he tried to screw, Shane tried to screw Stone Cold so many times in this match, but that just wouldn't work out. And then eventually Vince will come out and help out Stone Cold Steve Austin. Vince took out Shane and gave Stone Cold back the gave Stone Cold back the Smoking Skull Championship. But Stone Cold did end up getting the victory and retaining the WWE Championship by hitting the Stone Cold Stunner. So, I mean, everybody went home happy, as the baby face, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the most over guy at this time. He got his title back, which is pretty cool. He got the Smoking Skull Championship, and he retained his WWF Championship. So, I mean, great match. Like I said, if you guys have not watched this match, go watch this on Peacock or WWE Network or whatever. Great match here. I mean, it's not my favorite match that they had, but it's a really good match, though. And then after this, they had like a big segment with showing Stephanie McMahon leaving the arena. And she didn't know who the limo driver was, and like the limo driver pulled down like the window and says, "Where do you want to go, Stephanie?" And it was the Undertaker taking Stephanie away, so like abducting Stephanie McMahon, which was a pretty cool way to like kind of end off the show. And Vince didn't even know what was going on, because Stone Cold, he was still celebrating in the ring, after getting that victory. And I don't think the crowd even knew what was going on, which was pretty cool. They didn't have like the showing it on the big Titantron, or I don't think they did. But no. Yeah, I think it was a really good way to end off the show here. I really enjoyed this show. I don't think it's better than the 2000 show, but yeah, I mean, it was a good show though. And yeah, I'm going to be reviewing the 2000 show coming up here probably on Friday. Yeah, probably Friday sometime. I don't know. We'll see about that. But yeah, that was my Juggernaut Retro Review for Backlash 1999. And like I said, do everything I said at the beginning of the video. Go follow me on all my social media platforms. And hit that subscribe button. That would really help me out a whole lot. And this is your boy Juggernaut saying peace out. Catch you guys in my next video. So peace out.